welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week's video has been heavily requested after, if you follow me on Instagram on our horse page Barkridge, you would have seen that I was out at the beach with Skipper. Now the last video I did about Skipper was one of my first vlogs actually, and that was about 5 months ago, and prior to that he'd had like pretty much debilitating lameness for 6 months. So as you know, he is, and if you haven't watched it, Skipper was diagnosed with Navicular, but he also had quite bad laminitis. So we got on top of his laminitis, and then he was still sort of quite sore. So this video is how we got him from being lame and sore and stiff to riding and being booked for Expos 5 months later. So let's dive into today's video. I'm just going to hold you now. Skipper here is having his breakfast. So I thought I'd talk you through how we have got him to where he is now and what we've learnt about Navicular in this process. When I got told that he was diagnosed with Navicular, and obviously he'd been lame from October through till February when we got the diagnosis, it crushed me, because what I know of Navicular is that it only gets worse. So if he was that sore and lame back then, he was only going to get worse. Now that hasn't been the case at all, and I had lots of people message me sharing their stories. I've had messages of people saying they tried everything and nothing worked, and then I've had other messages from people sharing different tips and tricks, and that they have had a long life with Navicular and back competing. Really appreciated everyone who messaged me back then. It was one of my first vlogs, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was one of the first vlogs we did about finding out that he had Navicular. I didn't share like everything because I was just so upset. Fast forward, what are we? June, so 4 months. Oh darling, he's finished his bucket. And we are booked for Expos, starting the first one in September at the Selwyn Equine Expo in Christchurch, and then the following weekend at the Otago Equine Expo. And we are so pumped, looking forward to it. We're in full training mode for our performance. I can't wait to meet new people, catch up with old friends, and if you would have asked me 6 months ago if I would have still been doing Liberty with Skip, I wouldn't have believed you. Let's dive into what we've done for Skip and what we're doing for Skip. So the first thing I did was I found a really good farrier, and he was one of the ones that helped us kind of diagnose him with laminitis. And then we got on top of the laminitis and nothing really changed, so that's why we got him x-rayed and found out we had Navicular. But that's in that video. So we went back to the farrier and was like, right, because he did have bar shoes on, which is what's kind of suggested for Navicular. I took them off and talked to the farrier about being barefoot and how we can help his foot. So he has really short toes and higher heels, because with his Navicular he trips a lot, so we're trying to take that off the front of the pedal bone as well. So that's one thing we're doing for him. So he is barefoot. Next thing we did was it was summer, right? So February. So the ground was really hard. He was really sore on his feet still. So a friend of mine suggested that I get him some pads, and I actually found in a product called Soft Rides, and he was in those for a couple of months, and they really, really helped. So we'll probably get another pair of those. He did wear them out, so I don't know if they're designed for everyday wear like we did, but they definitely helped, like pretty much instantly. So the thing that we learned from that is soft ground, or being soft. So this time of year, he hasn't got any pads on. He hasn't got any of the soft rides because the ground is so soft, because it's winter. Hey, it's the first thing. Then like kind of rolling on from feet, as I say, the ground, and that's a big change and something we've learnt this time of year. I think one of the major, we've got lots of things we're doing, but one of the major things that are helping Skipper is the fact that it's winter. So we've got mud. He obviously gets this very soft, very big stable / shed to come in, but he loves. One thing we did notice with Skip is he spent a lot of time in the stable for like 6 months in this pen shed, and it's nice and big, but it really got to his mental health. So because it's so soft outside, he can come in and out of that door, and so he goes and grazes outside, because we know horses love being out on the grass in the sunshine, and then he comes in having a wee cuddle while he finishes his breakfast. So as I say, ground, having soft places. Now in the summer he'll spend a lot of time either in here, but we're actually going to wood chip an area outside, so it's nice and soft. And when he's traveling, he's in soft rides, so these boots that are really, really like gym shoes, but even softer, like walking on a cloud. And we're looking into a nice big soft rubber that when he's standing at the horse truck and that sort of thing, he's got somewhere soft. So keeping his footing comfortable and soft is a major. He's like, I'm done. Is there more? Is there more? No, darling. So he's finished his breakfast and he wants to head out. So that moves us on to diet. Now, I fed all wrong. He was fed lucerne chaff with a high sugar. We knew he always had issues with his hind gut, so I was starting to not feed as much grain fed. He knows that the gate, watch him, he knows there's this little gate here that he can, I'm going to have to come and lock it, because he'll squeeze out that tiny little hole there. So yeah, as I say, I fed lucerne chaff and I fed quite a high sugar, high grain diet to him. And then, as you know, we're in the Catlins and grass grows, so he was on lots and lots of grass. All wrong for him, all wrong. So as soon as hello darling, he's come back. As soon as I found out, now Navicular, I don't think it has much difference kind of what you feed him, but as we know, he gets laminitis and he gets quite affected from high sugar diet and toxins and that sort of thing. He's come back for a cuddle. So I changed it. He is on kind of crappy quality hay, not the best quality hay, but he's never light, so we don't have to try and put weight on him. And he is on a low GI grain-free pellet. Now when I take, and he's on grass because of the time of year, when I have to take him off grass, he goes on to a better beat and a low GI pellet with supplements and that sort of thing. Are you right down there? So that's been a huge thing as well, being kind of like, and I'm going to have to be really conscious of the grass. Look at a meeting. Then we have 2 more people that are very, very important to us and have helped, because it's not just one thing, I think, that's helped Skipper, it's everything. Lots of changes, little changes, and yeah, we really, really appreciate all the team of people that help with keeping Skip going and happy and healthy and not sore. Like he holds a lot of tension, so he gets quite sore muscles. I think just from being on his feet, you know, when you've got a bit sore feet, you tense the rest of your muscles up to take away some of that pain, to protect yourself. So although he's not as sore and he's not lame, I still think he gets sore muscles. So, as you know, we are proudly sponsored by Wendy from CWT Equine, and we have an animal healer come out most weeks as well, and she sends him healing and helps with his mental health and talks to him. She's an animal communicator as well, and yeah, we're really, really thankful for those 2 people. And guess who's coming out today? Wendy. Let's cross over and see her. Got heaps, but right, so it is Skipper's weekly massage time with CWT Equine Treatments, and Wendy is here
Hiya.
to have a little chat about some of the treatments that Skipper gets. He has 2, so he gets them once a week, and we're going to talk about the different treatments and why they're really beneficial to his keeping him sound and keeping him fit and strong and performing the best he can. Look at him asleep in the background.
And happy.
And happy. Wendy, tell us about what's the different treatments we use for Skipper. What's he getting?
So Skipper's main treatment is the Tranquilsage, and it's designed to really relax a horse, get the blood circulating. It's a really slow moving, high to low, and its main objective is to really just get Skipper relaxed and to let go.
Nice and loose, eh?
Yeah.
Nice and loose. Don't we all want
And
that?
feeling good.
I want that massage.
Me too.
Put it on me. Put it on me. Getting the Tranquil at the moment, but every 3rd session,
Yep.
we give him a
Cyclopolymodulation, it's called, or CPM, which is much easier to get your
tongue
around. And so we just kind of do that every 3rd session, I guess, and it's a deeper surging, it's more of a therapy setting for him.
Well,
so.
he has a lot of inflammation around his knees and his navicular, so one of the big things that I had to get on top of is the inflammation. So one of those things was taking the shoes off, and this,
It's got that lymphatic
helps.
Drainage and
Yep.
all sorts of benefits for Skip, and just really getting deeply into those muscles and loosening things up.
and we know that he gets quite like a lot of tension. So and at the moment he is galloping around, so he is loving his weekly
Feeling good.
massages.
Yeah.
So I mean, wouldn't we all? But
Yeah.
I want one. And I want to say massive thank you for coming and
No
chatting.
worries. I love coming to visit Skip.
We love coming to visit you. So you live like 20 minutes from me.
Yep.
So Wendy either comes here because you've got clients in the Catlins, or as you know, Skipper loves the beach. So on my way to your place, we stop and go to the beach. So that's another big thing that I think is helping with him, is getting his feet in our lovely cold ocean water in the winter.
Absolutely.
But it's
And
just
good for his mental health too, just getting out there and doing
Yeah.
something. See, he's having big releases at the moment, which is good. We love seeing that.
a big sigh.
Nice
Oh
chews.
boy, we're going to let him enjoy this because he doesn't need our energy here being all excited about his treatment, and I'll check in with you soon. Back at the shed now, so he's nice and warm. What I try and do when I get back is a couple of things. So there is the Masterton method, so I can do that, which is, if you've never heard of it, look him up, and it's all on your hand, and it basically, in basic terms, if you want to know about it more, but it gets the energy and nervous system from our hands go in tune with the horse's nervous system, and the horse helps treat its own self. So for him, I put my hand at the pole and just leave it there, have a lick and a chew, and sometimes a twist of the head. But my hand sometimes goes on fire, so a big place is I do it there, lick, chew, blinking. As I say, look up Jim Masterton, the Masterton method. Another place, and I'll just run my hand down his neck, stopping anywhere I find him twitching or anywhere that I feel that there's something a bit tight. And then the shoulders and withers all the way down to his bottom. Look at him over there having his last little bit of hay before I turn him out in the sunshine. So to summarize, feet, we've gone barefoot. We keep his toe very short because navicular horses have trouble with he has trouble with his balance and he gets a bit trippy. So we keep his toe really short and his heels higher to keep that pressure off that back navicular bone. We've changed his diet to a low GI, grain-free, low-sugar diet. He's grass-fed at the moment, but come spring he'll be off grass, no grass completely because of his laminitis, and I don't think he could handle laminitis as well as having his navicular. We know that if he gets laminitis, his navicular plays merry hell. And then footing, so having him a nice soft footing. So obviously here he has sawdust, which is very deep, and then he has a product that we put on his feet that can walk it on air, and come summer he will spend a lot of time on rubber mats and wood chip and that sort of thing. And we have our team around us that keep his muscles good. So he gets massages and equine therapy and healing therapy, and gets ridden twice a week to keep a stretch. So that's really big for his mental health. We had one of our animal communicators said was that his mental health took a really big hit last time he spent 4 or 5 months in the shed. That he was quite cranky. He tried to bite me, and he never did. He just threatened, but that's not my horse. So she said that he kind of misses his old life. He's stuck in the shed. So what we do, he obviously isn't in the shed now. He comes in and out, and he loves his shed now. He wants to come in all the time. If he doesn't, he throws a fit. But he gets fed in here. I'm going to go and let him out. But just to finish up on this video, Skipper's mental, emotional, physical well-being is the most important thing. And because he's doing so well, we are back doing expos, and I cannot wait to see you all at Selwyn Equine Expo just out of Christchurch, 25th of September, and then the Otago Equine Expo on the 2nd of October. We combine my music, my horsemanship, my liberty. I get very dolled up. I've got the outfit sorted. I've got the song that I'm singing. I've got a team making some very cool props. So I cannot wait. The jewelry is going to be there. Come and meet myself, or catch up if you already know me, and come and see Skip and see how he's doing for yourself. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm just letting Skip out. He can go out in the sunshine. See, look, mud, winter, and it's gotta snow tomorrow, so he must get out and enjoy the sunshine while we have it, because the weather's gonna turn. They're saying snow down to 200, and we are much higher than 200. So, Skippy Bubba. He's just like, no, I want my hay. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching this week. Once again, thank you to Wrangler Western Australia, Thomas Cook Clothing, and CWT Equine Treatments. I'll see you next week.